All right.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. And the topic of today's session is, what is Windows Azure? And our guest speaker today is Pracheta Budhwar. She's a technology evangelist at Microsoft India. Pracheta has been in the IT industry for more than 10 years and currently works as technology evangelist at Microsoft. She has worked on a wide range of Microsoft products and technologies ranging from Windows Server, family right from NT Days, Exchange Server, System Center, and Link Server to latest developments on virtualization, private cloud, and Windows Azure. Pracheta has been in quite a few roles like infrastructure management, pre-sales, and consulting. She's a regular speaker at Microsoft events and other industry tech summits. So, without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speaker. Over to you, Pracheta.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Very good afternoon. As I just got introduced, you know who am I. And there are also my coordinates on the deck. So I do blog very often, and I'm very much active on Twitter as well. So if you want to be connected post today's webinar, I would be glad to be in touch. With that note, I think we can get started. Since we have got an hour at hand, the way I have planned today's discussion is to keep it for 50 minutes and give 10 minutes for Q&A. Yeah. Since we're going to talk about Azure, which is a very niche technology, Microsoft's cloud offering, I'm just going to get started very slow and then move into technicalities a little later. And so I'm just going to introduce you what Azure is, and then we'll move forward with what you can put on Azure, what are the considerations and workloads, etc. Okay. Feel free to put your questions across as we go along, because I will be looking at questions. So if there's any very, very relevant questions in between, I will take it up and read it aloud and answer it for the benefit of everyone. Okay. So with that understanding, let's get started. Even before I tell you what Azure is, we all know why cloud is so prevalent these days, why cloud computing is being talked about and embraced in industry at large. There's several reasons to it, and out of my experience working with customers across India and some of them in Southeast Asia, I can clearly say that this is going to stay. So if you are a person who's managing your environment, if you are the IT head, I'm sure you're already looking at some kind of cloud strategy in your own businesses. Right? So cloud is going to stay because it helps in all these things that I have observed in my own experience of 4 years in working in the cloud. One is really shortens the time to market your offering, your solutions, your services. So if it is for you're an IT inside an organization, your customer could be your own business people. Whereas if you are catering to your customers, time to market means that you can actually make your solutions, offering, application available to your customer at a lesser time. So the time window shrinks when you look at cloud. It is open and flexible, which means that whosoever provides a true cloud offering definitely provide the kind of openness which is needed. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you are looking at, let's say, Microsoft Cloud, for example, it's not that you can only put Windows workload there, right? You can bring on a, PHP website there. You can have Oracle as a DB. You can have Joomla, or you can have LangStack, right? So when it comes to cloud, it has to be open and flexible, and because it actually brings in lot of flexibility in terms of from whatever area you come from in terms of technology expertise. There is something in the cloud to offer, right? And we'll talk more about it. It is usage based, which means that of course whatever I'm using is what I'm paying, and this is one of the biggest advantage of moving towards cloud. The capex actually goes down, and it's all about OPEX, and it becomes more important than ever to keep a tab on OPEX and plan your workloads accordingly. And usage based, of course, bring you down to a path where it becomes economical, right? So let's take an example. If I have got a web server which is running on my server on premise, let's say it is a basic application which is just for front end and a back end. It is running IS or any other front end web service and a back end database. It has got a capacity up to which it can scale, right? And whether it is being consumed or not, you very much have to keep it like your public-facing websites. You have to keep them up and running. But sometimes they are underutilized. Sometimes they need more resources, and you don't have them ready at times. All those scenarios is where cloud makes a lot of sense. So you pay for what exactly you use, and when it comes to elasticity or the capability to be always on and always available is what it brings to the table. Which means if I have got a website which I put up on Azure, if it gets 1,000 hits, so be it. If it is getting a billion hits, it can scale up to. So when it comes to the elasticity part of it and the kind of availability that cloud brings to the table is enormous, absolutely enormous, right? And all of this is not going to be unmanaged, of course. You as and ways in which just want to make sure that all of us are on the same page. Of course, it helps to more. So if you are, it doesn't matter because